Hello, welcome to Oaxaca. I'm going to be going over what advisory is. Um, I am Mr. Munoz. I will be your advisor, your child's advisor for the next 2 years. I am originally from Los Angeles, grew up in Hollywood. I went to school or college in Iowa at a small school called Grinnell College. Um, I got my credentials through the Stanford Teacher Education Program. My parents are originally from Guatemala, and I still have about half my family that lives in Guatemala. And so my identity, my family heritage is really important to me. So I talk a lot about that with students. Um, let's see, I'm also a huge sports fan. So I follow the Clippers and Dodgers, both Bay Area rivals. So that's always fun. And then I have family in Los Angeles. This is a picture of me spending time with my nieces and nephews. So who are we as a Oaxaca team or a Oaxaca house? So I like to say that we are a family. We're a family that is bold, innovative, kind, and inclusive. And these are all ideas that we're going to be talking about and exploring with students throughout the next 2 years. But these are values that are important to Oaxaca House. Your advisor is your child advocate. So students, you can come to us with questions that you have about classes. If a student is struggling or has a question about a class, you can come to your advisor. You can come to me with questions, concerns or questions about academics. You can address those things with me. If you or your student, your child has questions or are struggling or wants advice about social issues, we try to make space for that in advisory, but students can always reach out to us, and you as a parent can also reach out to me, the advisor. We will come to you, the parent, if we see the student's grades slipping. So we'll first try to have a conversation with the student. And if that isn't working, then we'll try to contact the parent. If other teachers are concerned about behavior or academics, the first contact is me, the advisor. I then try to address issues with the student. And like I said before, if that isn't working or we don't see any changes, then we go to the parent. If we think that a student is not pushing themselves, if they can do better, then again, we have individual conversations with students in advisory, and then we have conversations with parents. So what is advisory? Advisory is a place to build community, reflect on and develop students' skills as students, and explore our identity and our community. Okay. I try to have a day designated to community building. Since our students in our advisory are going to be together for 2 years, I think it's important for students to get to know each other and create a sense of community. But then also throughout the 2 years, there's a lot of reflection on what it means to be a successful student, and then exploring students' identity. Okay, and then there's preparation for the future. And again, we'll integrate that throughout this year and next year. So students will be getting a grade for advisory, and it's split up into 3 categories. The first one is assignments. So that includes journaling, reflecting, and other assignments. And all of these are completed in class. So there will be very minimal, it'll be extremely rare for students to have homework for advisory. Okay. The second category is respecting self. So students are going to have the opportunity to self-assess every 3 weeks, and we'll probably be starting that at the end of or beginning of October. Okay, and then the last category is respecting the community, which is also 20%. And then again, students are going to be self-assessing. So 40% is self-assessment, and then 60% is things that students do in advisory. Students will have sufficient time to complete assignments in class, so it'll be rare for them to have any homework. And then just going over the model at Hillsdale High School, we have small learning communities. So there are 4 core teachers that share approximately 104 students. So Ms. Dingman is the English teacher in Oaxaca, and she's also an advisor. Ms. Diarra is a math teacher in Oaxaca, and she's also an advisor. I am Mr. Munoz. I teach ethnic studies and history, and I'm also an advisor. Ms. Z, this year she is a biology teacher in our house, and she does not have an advisory. And then Mr. Stubbe teaches Spanish in Oaxaca. He has some of our students, but he is an advisor. So we have weekly meetings to discuss how to support our shared students, because all of our students have the same core teachers. Okay. The other thing that's important is office hours. Oaxaca has after school office hours, and office hours take place on Tuesdays from 2:30 to 3:15, Wednesday from 2:20 to 3:15, and Fridays from 2:30 to 3:15. And this all takes place in Zoom. Students attend office hours through Zoom. Each teacher has a designated Zoom link for their office hours, and that's usually on their Canvas homepage. During office hours, students receive individualized support and help during this time. So students can complete missing assignments, they can ask questions, or they can just use that time as a study space for them to get work done. Okay. These are some of the topics we're going to be talking about in advisory. So the essential question is going to be, who am I as an individual? What does it mean to be a student? And how does my identity and social emotional well-being affect who I am and how I interact with others? So these are questions that we'll be addressing this semester in advisory. We're going to try to structure advisory by days. So on Tuesdays, we're going to focus on mindfulness. And then every day that we have advisory, I'm going to try to have individual check-ins with students just to see how they're doing. Assignments, students will have something to complete just about every day in assignment, and it's something that they'll be able to finish in advisory. And then Fridays are designated as our community building day. Things that you're going to need for advisory. So again, you'll need a computer, microphone, and camera, and then you'll need internet. If anyone has any issues with technology, please send me a message and I will try to help and assist the student with any issues that they're having. These are the expectations that we have for Zoom during advisory. Students should make sure that they're logging in on time. Students should mute themselves at the start of class and make sure that their camera is turned on. Try to remind students to limit distractions as much as possible. And then if students have any tech issues, they should send me a message through Zoom chat or an email. And then the best way to get in touch with me is by sending me a Canvas message for students. And then for parents, the best way to get in touch with me is through a Canvas message or email. And this is my email address here. I'll do my best to respond within 24 hours. So just remember, advisory is your family at Hillsdale. Communication is key. My email address is listed here at the bottom. It was nice meeting you all, and I hope to see you all soon, hopefully next semester.